Hey everybody, thanks for being with us here on a special edition of Facebook Live. That is Jim Caldwell. How are you, sir?
Well, I've been better. It's a rough day out there in the world of weather.
Man, this is a major storm.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about for a couple days this leading edge of the snow. 1 to 2 inch snowfall rates per hour. We're probably pushing 2+ inches per hour in some of this, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what it's been here for a while. That's why it's accumulating so fast for a lot of these people.
Absolutely.
And that's what we've been saying all week is this initial band, the nose of this is going to come down hard.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a lot of snow at first, but we still have that other potential.
And think about this: we're going to layer cake tonight and tomorrow.
We are.
We're literally going to layer a cake. You're going to get several inches of snow, in some cases maybe up to 10 inches of snow.
Yes.
Before we switch over to sleet and then freezing rain, which would be what, maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of just solid ice, freezing rain.
Right.
And then you throw 1 to 3 inches of snow on top of that tomorrow.
That's the worst case scenario, to add that ice in on top of all of that.
Yeah. But from a weather nerd perspective, this is phenomenal to see.
Oh, it's huge.
Because you typically, we were looking at computer models a little bit ago, and Jim said, have you seen, for instance, in Lexington, the GFS, Jim, the American model, which took a little while to come in line and come south with this, but it was showing for Lexington, I believe we saw, 11 inches of snow?
Yeah.
0.9 inches of freezing rain and almost 3 inches of sleet.
Yes.
For one location, the models are spitting out double-digit snows, 2 to 3 inches of sleet, and almost an inch of freezing rain.
And I told you, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm in my 27th year,
Yeah.
and that is the only. There was a storm in 2008, in March of 2008 here, that brought us like 4 or 5 inches of just pure sleet, and we had thunder sleet with that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only time I've seen something maybe in this ballpark, but for one location to maybe get double-digit snows, inch or two of sleet, and then inch of ice. It's crazy.
It's crazy, and it's not uncommon for a system to bring it, but not in the same spot.
Not in the same spot, right. It may be different parts of the state. Oh, you get an inch of ice, you get sleet, you get 10 inches of snow. Well, now it's, okay, you get this and all the rest too.
Yeah, that's what makes it so unique. Again,
exactly.
There's nothing remarkable about getting it.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that one spot's getting it all. That's when it becomes remarkable.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk, Jim, about what's going on. Winter storm warning is out for most of Kentucky. Need to get some of these counties, I think, in this winter storm warning in southern Kentucky.
Especially the way the snow has already increased down there.
Yeah, we're getting reports out of Laurel County of some 2 and 3 inch snow amounts already, and then you're going to add sleet and freezing rain to that, already getting some significant icing southern parts of Warren County, and then McCreary County, I think we got a report out of the Whitley City area.
Right, and our sister station that's in Bowling Green, they've been having satellite transmission issues because of the ice accumulating on their dish out there.
Exactly right. So that winter storm warning goes through tomorrow.
Yeah, that's our tower cam.
That's our tower cam.
That's our tower cam.
And we're looking. You can't. This is 300 feet up.
Yeah.
So normally we're just giving you a straight shot. I had to aim this down. Somewhere down here is Winchester Road. You can actually see the fence line, I believe.
That's us. Yeah.
There goes an ant.
There goes a car. Now I see it.
Goes an ant crawling across the US 60 here, Winchester Road. But we are snow packed right now with those roads. Jim, we put this map together a couple days ago. Kind of yesterday, we bumped the top end snowfall numbers up to double digits potential for the Lexington area, Louisville, through Ashland, all the way into West Virginia.
Safely.
Yeah. We're into the low range of this already. I think many areas here will push that double-digit snowfall. And I know we had, I think, the highest totals with the forecast with this. Northern Kentucky, more snow than anything else. Somebody between Lexington and Covington is going to wind up with a foot or more snow.
Or more. The or more is the real
and that
part.
includes northeastern Kentucky too. I think folks up here can get a foot of snow. But as Jim was talking, that's also in addition to an inch of sleet and a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of pure freezing rain.
A layer of ice.
Now, we are having a little fun with this because things haven't gotten to the bad part of the program yet. That's going to come later this evening and tonight, where you get this heavy snow and then you get significant freezing rain. Power lines, we got to talk about that because they're going to be put under a tremendous amount of weight.
Something I just learned this week was how much ice on the line, how much sway or weight it caused. So a quarter of an inch of ice that gets on a power line causes it to go down a foot. Okay, that's some of the new information we learned from Joe Arnold, who was explaining all that for us. That's a lot. Well, the other thing is, you add in a half inch or 3/4 of an inch, that's even worse. Those numbers go down. But we also get wind while those lines are completely covered.
Right, so those lines caked in ice are going to be the 30-mile-an-hour gusts later tonight and tomorrow, going to be whipping those around. So in all likelihood, we're going to see some power outages.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a question of, to the extent of it, we hope and pray that it's not much. But in this situation, I would imagine there's going to be a pretty good corridor. Now, we're starting to get in on that transition, or we soon will, here into southern Kentucky, faster than everybody else, to sleet and snow. But you know what? Hey, southern Kentucky, listen, you're already above in a few spots that snow's overachieving down here because it's hanging on a little longer.
Right, it is. I mean, that radar is just action-packed in those spots. And I know Kelsey's upstairs. Kelsey, power outages are showing up in western Kentucky where it's been icing a little bit more, right?
That Kentucky power outage map, if we have it, just let us know and we'll pull it up. 3,600 western Kentucky.
See right there. There's a little pocket. That's where it's been icing
for
a while.
Already. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we're dealing with. Here's the view, Jim, of downtown Lexington, what we're seeing right now. And
we both have to walk back to see it.
Listen, the old peepers ain't what they used to be anyway, all right? Hence the glasses all the time. But you're seeing, or you're not seeing downtown.
Right.
And from this camera to the buildings, Rupp Arena is literally right here. And you can't see it.
No, you can't. And of course, Fifth
Third
building.
Can't see the big blue. Yeah,
nothing. You can't see anything.
Nothing.
So poor visibility, another factor.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Woodford County. Hello, Versailles. Look at that. Less than 100 yards of visibility. I believe it without question, because you know what? That's about what this camera is trying to look toward, and we can't see on our downtown cam. But yeah, you folks are sending us all kinds of pictures, all kinds of videos. We love it, and we thank you for it. Let me say this, stay safe. First and foremost. I know it's not like we're in a severe weather mode where we're telling people, hey, don't go out there and lightning and dangerous winds and tornadoes to get us pictures, but you can have a little more fun with this. But if you're going to be on the roads, make driving the priority.
Dina Tingle, and she's in Danville, and she's watching the feed right now, and she says they have now 5 to 6 inches of snow.
I believe it.
There in Danville, and that just goes along with some of the
we had a bunch of pictures coming out of it. I think we had a picture a little bit ago when we did a cut-in, but that is that 1 to 2 inch snowfall per hour. Here's the radar, Jim, and you see the areas of the darker blue is where it is just absolutely coming down at a tremendous clip. Southeastern Kentucky, it's putting it down. Bluegrass region, we know it's putting it down. This goes back. Interstate 64 is just getting clocked. From Huntington, Charleston, West Virginia, Moorhead, Lexington, Frankfort, Louisville, back into southern Indiana, southern Illinois. One thing I'm seeing, at least in the radar, Jim, compared to the computer models, it's a snowier look back this direction than what the computer models were telling us.
It is, and overall lingering a little farther south, because this is 11:30. A lot of the models had a full switch to ice already in southern Kentucky.
Oh yeah, pushing toward central Kentucky.
So what that means is we beef up snow totals, but ultimately we all get the switch over, and the switch over will cut back on the snow.
It will.
You know, it will, but you're still dealing with a very hefty amount out there.
And especially across southern Kentucky, that's where it'll cut in the most. There's the radar here into Williamsburg, Corbin, London, coming down to beat the band eastbound on the Hal Rogers Parkway. You go toward Hazard. Several inches of snow coming from this in a hurry. And again, how many, how high do we get that total in any one location before that switch over to sleet and some freezing rain? And here you see that snow into central Kentucky. Northbound on the interstate, dealing with all kinds of issues. And I would imagine, I know we've got a traffic map. Hang on, I think I can punch that up here. This would be, there you go.
There it is, yeah.
So here's the, there's a collision here too. But you're seeing everything in the orange here, Jim, is slow go. and it's been a while since we've seen something like this.
Oh, I haven't seen that many colors, even around a UK game.
See what? Yes, click on that. See what that is out of Georgetown there. I can't tell if that's on the interstate or maybe looks like 460, one or the two there. Jim's going to kind of zoom in on that and give an update.
Oh, that's on I-75.
There you go. Yeah.
Lane block.
Lane block due to crash on 75 southbound at the 460 Paris Pike exit there. That's 125. So Jim, not going to take India's job anytime soon, but he's trying to do the work over there for it. Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with there. And I think it's starting to see on Clay's Ferry on the bridge down here, a little red that's trying to show up as well.
Which means near stops.
Near stoppage right there. And that stands to reason, obviously. That looks like the southbound lane. Yeah, the southbound bridge there. But across Lexington, anything that is showing in green just means that the computer is slow to tell you that it's slow go, right?
Or maybe there just aren't enough people out there.
Or maybe there just aren't any people out there. Yeah. Exactly right. So that's what we're dealing with that traffic. Radar, here's what it looks like here in the central Kentucky right now. More in the way of heavy snow. 4, 5, 6 inches of snow on the ground, parts of Hardin County, Bullitt County, Jefferson County. And this band of snow, Jim, is just going to keep on trucking, but you can see how southwestern Kentucky is going over to freezing rain, or I should say sleet, freezing rain, and then maybe a little plain old rain around Murray.
Got somebody a comment on this feed. They said that they're in Corbin and they're getting a little rain mixing in right now.
Okay,
too.
So a little bit of freezing rain going in there.
Again, this would be the zone that we were talking about anyway. Kelsey's got one of the camps pulled up for us here. This was Broadway and I-75, Chris. And there you go. I mean, that's the story of the day right there.
And and think about it, Jim, all the roads were pre-treated.
They were, that's right.
Yeah, they were pre-treated going into this. So and we're still dealing with this, but that's a testament to the frozen ground. The cold temperatures were, I think, 23 degrees right now on the Mesonet sites. I have no idea what the airport is and don't really care what that thing says anymore. Not that I'm bitter.
No, you're not bitter.
No, not at all. But you can see what we are dealing with across Lexington. That is a very slow go, Broadway and I-75 right now in Fayette County. Our storm system, by the way, is still back here to the west of us. Look at all that moisture. Now we're starting to get that flow out of the Gulf of Mexico. Blizzard warnings right here. See this comma head? That moves in here tomorrow.
That's right. And that's when we get our last dose of snow with it.
Right, with this. Wow. Tornado warning.
Tornado warning.
Look at that, Arkansas. This is the old low. Let me take that off there.
But this is expected. I mean, down south, severe weather was expected. This is a multifaceted system that's going to bring all the elements, just not all the elements in one particular place. So you've got the severe weather stretching out down there, and then you've got the snow and all the other winter stuff on the northern side of it.
You've got a heck of a storm when you got a tornado warning a few hundred miles away from an ice storm and a blizzard.
Right. I mean, that takes you back to Blizzard 93 kind of stuff.
It does. And what's amazing with this is that it's not an exceptionally deep low pressure.
It's not intense, right?
No, it's not intense. It is just the flow out of the Gulf of Mexico with this thing, and you've got that big blocking high up in Canada. You had some folks this week that just kept trying to say, no, this storm's going to cut. Storms don't cut toward blocks in the atmosphere. That's just not how things work. That's why, Jim, this low is essentially doing this.
Right in the line.
It's going west to east. You don't get a Great Lakes cutter with a block in Canada. That's just not how things work.
And what he means is that there's something basically like a wall in the atmosphere that's holding it from making that turn. Eventually it will.
Right. It's throwing up a stop sign saying you're not coming this way.
But not right now. It's going to go on out to sea.
It's going to go on out to sea, and then it's going to cut around that path of least resistance. This is the computer model known as the HRRR, the HRRR, and look what it is showing, Jim, compared to what the radar has. It's got that mix line way north of the reality right now.
It does.
This is all snow. So again, what you're seeing is reality versus computer models. Computer models, they're just guidance. They're not, as we say, they're not the gospel. So you're going to you like that, don't you?
I do like that.
So you're going to get them to give you an estimate on where precipitation types are going to be on any given location. So we're going to eventually switch this over to sleet and freezing rain. Anywhere you see the pink here on this would be sleet and freezing rain. And again, it's maybe a little too fast across the Lexington area in central Kentucky. You may stay snow deeper into the early evening, but eventually that line catches up to us, and then we get an ice storm on top of a snowstorm.
So we're caked in ice.
Crazy. Then. A lot of times you will get an ice storm and then a snowstorm. You'll get ice and then it snows on top of it. Not this time. Well, it will snow on top of it tomorrow.
Again,
and we can show you that. See how southern Kentucky goes over to plain rain? Then here we go tomorrow morning with that mix. And then there's the comma head that is back to the west right now. And my concern tomorrow is that the models are underplaying that with the intense snow and the wind with it. You may have whiteout conditions with that snow that moves through here through the day tomorrow, and can drop another 1 to 3 inches on top of all this mess. And then as we go into the day on Tuesday, that northwest wind is going to spit out snow showers. Bitter cold temperatures. Jim, we may hit 0 to 10 below. Maybe?
Yeah.
On Wednesday night especially, right?
I mean, you get snow on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, people forget that's a refrigeration factor is what I always call it, because it keeps the air
what it is,
even colder. Yeah, and especially if we clear the skies at night. I mean, it could get brutally cold. It will get brutally cold. That's the thing.
I can't even remember which model I've got in this because I set this up yesterday. But this is just the wind chill number. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Look at this difference. You can see where that low is, where you're going to change it over to rain in southern Kentucky. Now, these aren't the temperatures. That's the wind chill. But you can surmise that it's in the 30s here. But yet, look at the wind chills behind it. You can see how that colder air wraps in. Wind chill 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon into the teens. We are in the it's 5 a.m. odd time I stopped it, but 7 below wind chill on Tuesday morning. Then through the day, wind chills are nuts. That's kind of an odd stoppage. But yeah, we're going to see those wind chills that are just frigid through the next several days. I think this computer is having some issues because it's stopping at some really awkward times that I wouldn't put a pause in there.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Right. We're going to be back on television at 12 o'clock for a quick update on TV, and you'll be streamed, of course. And then we'll be back on Facebook throughout the day and on TV.
We'll be stopping in, and you know what? Send us your updates. Our Facebook pages here, WKYT, Jim's, mine. Our Twitter is a really good instant way of getting information to us. So again, guys, no matter what you're doing out there, stay safe today. This is significant winter storm with several inches, potentially double-digit snowfall numbers into several areas. Ice is going to follow that up. Keep it right here, WKYT. Listen, we prepped you for this all week long. We weren't telling you you were going to be seeing rain with this. We were telling you were going to see snow. We were telling you were going to see an ice out of this. So stay with us through the day, right?
And stay with us toward the end of the week, too, because something else may be brewing.
Oh, yeah, there's another winter storm coming Friday and Saturday.
By the way.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later. Take care.